Alright, today we're going to be talking about a champion that I believe should be the next 7-star character, and it is of course Stealth Suit Spider-Man. Before I get started though, I am pretty dang close to 18,000 subscribers, and I have been really appreciating the support as of recent on these types of videos. So if you want to show some extra support, subscribing always is really appreciated. We're getting very close to another big milestone, but let's talk about Stealth Suit Spider-Man. Okay. There are a lot of reasons as to why I think this man should be the next 7-star champion. I feel like it's way overdue, and I feel like he is just so good, and he just shouldn't be a 6-star locked champion. It just feels so wrong. First things first, I want to talk about his slow, which is still proving to be insanely valuable to this day. For example, right here, we have this Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. You could say she is the current, most popular defender right now, given how frequent she is, seen on the battleground scene. But Spider-Man Stealth Suit absolutely fries this character. Slow is still so good for modern champions, and this is the perfect example right here. A 33-second takedown of a rank 4 Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. Really good stuff. Now we have this Thanos Deathless here. This is obviously a stall fight, and it does take some time with pretty much any character. That's what happens when there is 3 protection phases and almost 500,000 health on a defender. But Stealth Suit Spider-Man still makes pretty decent work of him. And that slow, like I said, is still proving to be very valuable for modern defenders such as Spider-Woman and Thanos Deathless. So yeah, honestly, I have been really liking this character because he is just so smooth to play. His utility still holds up big time, and we haven't even talked about my favorite part of this champion yet, and what I think is the most underrated utility piece of this character. But this fight is going pretty well so far. The protections are definitely protecting, but not for too much longer because he is going down pretty dang fast. Here he drops the SP2, we get the dexes, and I forgot to mention at the start of this video, but we are boosted to try to mimic a rank 4 7-star stealthy, but then again, it's kind of hard to do that because he is Fury based, and I'm pretty sure boosts don't affect the potency of Furies, while ranking up a character does. So keep that in mind. At rank 4 he'll be even stronger than this probably, and also no synergies in this video because I want to showcase him competitively, I guess. But let's talk about the best thing about this champion, which is the Enervate. Oh my god, dude, Enervate is one of the most overpowered abilities, really. Yeah, the Enervate makes him good for so many matchups that I thought I'd have to write off for this showcase, but no, he absolutely crushes Photon because of the Enervate. He absolutely crushes a couple of other characters that you'll see later on in this video because of the Enervate. It is genuinely so crazy. And here we go for the SP1 after a combo, and yeah, that is a Photon. Oh, the SP1, not even necessary. That was a 38-second Photon fight. Now we have this Bullseye here. I know what you're thinking, Bullseye, what the heck are you doing, man? But trust me, it's complex, but if you learn the rotation, if you learn how to maneuver your way to taking these fights, it's definitely worth it, in my opinion at least. And I will gladly admit that this matchup does take some luck because he has to really be aggressive and play into you, but now we have the SP2 dropped, so we have that increased duration Enervate, which lets us do a ton of damage without any threat whatsoever. And here's the really funny part about this fight. Stealth Suit Spider-Man has a double medium, and that counters Bullseye. That is insane. I did not see that coming at all. We dropped the SP1, and there we go. The fight is done in 41 seconds. That is unreal. That is actually insane how he is so good for a Bullseye matchup. Okay, pretty good, right? Because like I said, has to be some luck involved, but the fact it's just doable is just really insane. and his matchup spread is looking very solid so far. Is it like absolutely top tier, like absolutely elite? I would say not necessarily, which is why he should be a 7-star champion. Right, he does a lot of important defenders like Thanos and Spider-Woman and Bullseye with a bit of cooperation, and also Photon, so the spread is very, very good. I don't think it's too good, and I don't think this champion should be 7-star like restricted. He shouldn't be 6-star locked is what I originally meant to say. But yeah, I think that this character should be a 7-star very soon. I think his matchups are really, really good right now. I think over time he will obviously calm down as an attacker. I think he has calmed down already, and just from what I've seen so far when like recording these videos, he's just a really solid champion, but it doesn't really feel too broken. The one thing I would say might be a bit much is his synergies, which is why I'm not doing any synergies in this video, because I've also been using synergies a ton in my recent videos, and I want to give like, you know, the people that like watching videos without synergies just like a chance to enjoy my stuff. But I will like try to balance it out, by the way, like synergies, no synergies, because I want to like get the best of both worlds. But like I was saying, he has this synergy with Scorpion that is absolutely insane, where like you can pause the enervate and it's just like a permanent thing. And like, you know, the permanent enervate is a bit too much, but the enervate by itself, like in this fight, it's really good in just battlegrounds, because once the health pools get higher, the enervate is kind of just out of the question, and that's good. That's balanced, right? Now we have this Jessica Jones here though, and this is like one thing about Stealth Suit Spider-Man that I think is one of his downsides, I guess, because his damage output is really, really good for those battleground health pools, but when it comes to like these higher health pools, he's still a very good damage dealer, but he's nothing too crazy. He's just like good, and that's perfect for a 7-star champion edition. That's really, really good. And you know, given just how powerful he is in battlegrounds, I think it's like really fair to have just like alright damage in these higher health pool scenarios. But yeah, like that's pretty much like all the stuff I wanted to cover for Stealth Suit Spider-Man. So now we can just enjoy these final 2 boss fights. First one is Jessica Jones, and she is another example of like why the slow is still so powerful, because slow, it's an ability that has tried, like it has been countered before, like for example Bullseye, but even Stealth Spidey has a workaround. But even like with the counters and everything, it still has a ton of value overall, and when you pair that with his enervate, it's just a really good showcase of utility. It's just a really good, it's a good champion, man. He's a good champion. I think he should be a 7-star champion, because the things he has to offer to a player are just really insane stuff, and I think that value is worth the Titan Crystal, in my opinion. So I really want to see it happen soon. I even think the value is worth being a chase champion for the next saga. So if it's Spider-Man themed, it has to be Spider-Man Stealth Suit. He might be a bit too good actually, but then again, Mr. Sinister was a chase champion, and he might be the best mutant character. So a lot of questions as to how this guy gets released. I really hope it's not the money way though. That's obviously what you don't want to see for a champion like this that is so fun, and that a lot of players will enjoy for sure, because it's a Spider-Man. He's an iconic Marvel character. There like is so much to love about him and what he offers to an account, but just like seeing him paywalled, that'd be heartbreaking, obviously. So there's a lot of ways to release him. I think it should be soon. It really has to be soon, because we're just missing out on such a great experience, man, because he's so much fun to play, and he crushes a lot of modern problems. Like Spider-Woman, I think, is the biggest one. Deathless Thanos, who is the most common Battlegrounds champion. Photon, Bullseye, just so many good matchups that we are missing out on since he just isn't a 7-star champion. So it's been really fun showcasing this guy, talking about this guy. It's been really fun, like just bringing him back from, I don't want to say the dead, because he does have a lot of fans and people do use him quite often, but bringing him back into the spotlight, really. I'm not saying my channel is a spotlight, right? Because, you know, it's not big. We're kind of just here together in like this little circle, but still, it's great to talk about this character. But yeah, there we go for the SP3 to refresh our web shooters, and then once you do that with the extended duration slow, you are just absolutely cooking. And that's why he is pretty good for long form, because his web shooters are very easy to get back, and like with the extended duration slow, you just have pretty much permanent uptime on that slow debuff. So it's really, really good stuff, and this matchup is over. So yeah, pretty decent fight time, very good utility that can last literally forever, and he just has a lot of solutions to modern problems that I really want to see how he fares against them in, like, you know, the live server as a 7-star rank 4. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on 7-star Stealth Suit Spider-Man, or I guess like on the idea of a 7-star Stealth Suit Spider-Man. And yeah, that's about it for me.